Hey everyone, welcome to Mastery Minds. Today, we're diving into the first law of the 48 laws of power. Never outshine the master. This law is crucial if you're looking to understand power dynamics and how to navigate them smartly.
Exactly. This law is about recognizing the importance of respecting authority and avoiding any actions that might make those in power feel overshadowed. It's not about hiding your talents. It's about being strategic with how you present yourself around people who hold influence over you.
And to really get into this, we're going to throw out some hypothetical situations for you all. Think about how you'd react in these scenarios and what kind of outcomes they might lead to.
All right, imagine this. You work in a corporate setting and your manager is about to give an important presentation to a group of executives. They've put a lot of effort into this presentation, and you happen to know the topic really well. During the presentation, you notice they're struggling a bit with a few points, and you know you could step in and explain things more clearly.
So, what would you do? Do you jump in and save the day, or do you let them carry on? Think about it. On one hand, your input could improve the presentation, but on the other hand, your manager might feel like you're overshadowing them in front of the executives.
Here's where Law 1 comes in. If you jump in and outshine your manager, they might feel embarrassed or even threatened. Instead, the smarter approach might be to find a way to support them subtly, maybe by quietly passing them a note or offering to clarify something if they ask for input.
Exactly. By letting them lead while supporting them discreetly, you build their trust and protect your own position. Sometimes a little strategic humility goes a long way in building rapport with people in authority. Let's try another one. Say you're working in a creative field, maybe at a design firm or in advertising. Your boss, who's a senior designer, has come up with a campaign idea that you know could be improved. You have a bunch of ideas that would really make it shine, but they seem really proud of their concept.
All right, here's the big question. Do you tell them your ideas right away, or do you wait and choose the right moment to share your feedback? Keep in mind, they're in charge of the campaign, and if you immediately jump in with your suggestions, it might come across as though you're trying to one-up them.
If you're too eager to share, it could look like you're challenging their expertise or trying to take over. On the other hand, if you wait until they're more open to feedback or frame your ideas as an addition to theirs, it shows respect for their leadership.
Right. You could say something like, I think your concept is really strong. I had a thought that might build on it if you're open to it. This way, you're showing you value their work and you're contributing without stepping on their toes. Now imagine this. You're part of a sports team and you've been performing really well lately. Your coach, who's been with the team for years, is respected by everyone, but has a particular strategy for an upcoming game that you think is outdated.
Like, here's the situation. Do you suggest a new approach to the coach directly, or do you bring it up privately or even let them take the lead? Think about it. If you challenge them openly, it might seem like you're undermining their authority in front of the team.
And keep in mind, coaches often have a strong attachment to their strategies, especially if they've used them for a long time. Bringing up your new idea in front of everyone could feel like a personal challenge to their experience and authority.
A smart way to handle this might be to approach them privately and say, Coach, I had a thought about the game strategy. What do you think of trying this approach? This gives them the opportunity to consider your idea without feeling publicly challenged.
Exactly. And by respecting their authority, you increase the likelihood that they'll listen and maybe even incorporate your ideas. Sometimes it's about timing and knowing how to present yourself in a way that builds trust rather than rivalry.
All right, here's one for anyone in an academic or mentorship setting. Say you're working on a research project with a senior professor who's guiding you. You come up with a breakthrough idea that could really advance the research, but the professor seems to prefer their own theory and is a bit set in their ways.
Now imagine if you immediately pushed your idea, making it clear you think it's better than theirs. How might that come across? They might feel you're dismissing their expertise or trying to take over the project.
Instead, think about how you could introduce your idea in a way that invites collaboration. Maybe you could say, I was thinking about a slightly different approach. What's your take on it? This way, you're showing respect for their knowledge and letting them guide the discussion.
Exactly. Sometimes it's about letting the person in charge feel they're still the authority, even as you subtly introduce new ideas. Over time, this can actually lead to them valuing you more as a collaborator. Here's a different kind of situation. Think about family dynamics. Imagine you're at a family gathering and an older relative is telling a story. You know they're leaving out details and you could jump in with corrections or your perspective, but that might make them feel you're challenging them.
So, what do you do? Do you correct them or do you let them have the moment? Correcting them could come across as disrespectful, even if your intention is to make the story more accurate or complete.
In this case, Law 1 suggests letting them finish the story without jumping in, especially if it's clear they're enjoying being the center of attention. You can save any corrections or additions for a more private conversation later.
Exactly. It's about being aware of the context. Sometimes letting someone feel important in a group setting builds rapport more than proving you know better. It's a way to preserve harmony and show respect for family dynamics. So, what do you all think? Each of these situations shows how never outshine the master applies in different aspects of life. The key is understanding when to show your strengths and when to step back.
Right. It's not about hiding your skills, but about recognizing that sometimes letting others take the lead helps you build trust and advance in the long run. Ambition can be a great quality if you know how to manage it strategically.
Thanks for joining us today. Let us know in the comments. How would you handle these situations? Have you ever been in a similar situation where you had to balance ambition with respect for authority?
And don't forget to subscribe to Mastery Minds for more insights on personal growth, strategy, and how to navigate power dynamics. See you soon in the second law. Stay connected.